Hey, how's it going? I'm Jake. You got time for a beer? Welcome to my show. You can find me at tubajake_69 at like pretty much everything. Untapped, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. It is Thursday, or it will be when I put this up. Today I have Rogue Ales, Santa's Private Reserve 2021, the Kringle Krusher. Say it's an ale with a natural vanilla flavor, aged on oak rum barrel chips. There's a whole pint here, so maybe it'll fit in there. It says here, dedicated to surviving the holidays. I wonder what viving the holidays would be like. There's a whole story here too. It says, dare risk dream. When Santa caught Krampus stealing his beloved rum balls, he offered Krampus a choice, either give them back or wrestle for them. Krampus, blinded by the allure of the delicious sweets, chose to face Santa in the ring. A poor choice, as not even a full minute into this fight, Santa knocked Krampus down and landed a devastating blow. A devastating elbow drop. Krampus, writhing in pain, conceded the match and handed over the rum balls. The elbow drop, forever known as the Kringle Krusher, and Santa's love for the confection are the inspiration for this year's Santa's Private Reserve. Enjoy. Not as roasty, heavy malt, not as fruity, heavy on vanilla, looks like, and then a little bit of oak in there too. Let's see, what else does this say? Santa's Private Reserve, alcohol content is 8.3% by volume, 33 IBUs, 58 SRM. I'm not sure about that one. It's probably pretty good though, whatever that is. Rogue Ales, Newport, Oregon, established in 1988. That's really old. Rogue, blah, blah, blah. Normal stuff. Government warning. Yeah, so that's what we got here. Santa's Private Reserve 2021 Kringle Krusher. Should taste like oak and rum balls. Malty. So let's see what we got here. Well, it looks pretty dark, so malty makes sense. Nice thick head, small bubbles, so it's probably going to have that nice mouth feel that you usually get with things like Guinness. My guess is that it does not taste like Guinness. Unless you're putting some like caramel stuff in it. Rum flavored. Butter rum. Butterscotch. Butter gin. Butter gin would be super weird, by the way. This is going to fill us right up to the very, very, very top. Kind of hoping I wouldn't have to. That's not how this is working though. Let's move this a little bit closer. I told you guys that there's some pour over in the Czech Republic where it's all like all foam, and it's meant to be like a dessert beer. It's one of those beers that you take like in one shot. It's all foam, so just like slush, and it all goes down because it's all foam. You kind of eat it. I mean, and there unless you're getting the mug, the Pilsner glasses are really super tall and they'd be a lot easier to bite on. So anyway, malty, like super malty, like the first beer that I ever made, like that kind of malty, like it's extra caramely, like you use too many added stuff to make it taste caramely, because it tastes like caramel. It really does. It's a lot of ums. A little bit boozy, a little bit, not as much as like say the Founder stuff, because the Founder stuff seems to be made to do that. There's definitely a little bit of vanillin, which is different than vanilla. The vanillin is more just like that vanilla flavor that you get from like oak barrels or maple, you get a lot more from maple barrels. There's more sugar content, I think, in the wood. But that's kind of what that tastes like. You can also get it from beaver anus, as apparently, because colostrum tastes like wood. I mean, all beaver eats is wood, so surprise. Another reason that this tastes to me like one of the first beers that I made is because I made them all super strong, like as strong as I could. I put extra honey in them, put extra malt in them, put like anything I could put into them to make them stronger. Because apparently a pound of honey in a 5-gallon batch ups the ABV by 1, like a whole one, like not just like 0.5, but like a pound of honey will make it into from a 4 to a 5. But I have put like 3 pounds of honey into a beer before. That was a terrible idea, because then I also fortified it with the diesel, which is 190 proof grain alcohol, and that got you drunk fast, mostly because I drank it by the pitcher full. That was back when I was young and dumb. Not that I'm still not that dumb, but I don't have any of those beers left, though, so not that dumb. Yeah, this tastes like it's going to be better next year. It tastes unfinished. There's a lot more alcohol that could be made from this. That's what this tastes like, which is why it reminds me of some of the first ones that I made, because they were unfinished. Let's see. Is there a story that this reminds me of? Krampus reminds me of Craig Horkey. Does that help you out at all? Craig Horkey's an artist down in Lansing. Super awesome dude. Some people like to call him Elijah Craig because his name is Craig and he looks like Elijah Wood. Pretty blue eyes, like looks like Elijah Wood. Mostly like Elijah Wood in like Sin City, which I don't know if that's super creepy or not. Like full sleeve tattoos, because, well, Craig does tattoos. Craig has tattoos done on him. You might not know that because he usually wears a long sleeve shirt buttoned up to the top, which is pretty cool. Don't get me wrong, but also he's my age and still doing all of that stuff. No, it's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Craig's a pretty cool dude. But yes, Krampus reminds me of that. Let's see, what else does this remind me of? Man, there are a lot of things that this should remind me of. Stuff along the lines of the hunting cabin and hunting at the hunting cabin and sitting around the dorm rooms and talking about hunting. Sitting around in my apartments in Mount Pleasant and talking about hunting. The weird thing, though, is that talking about hunting any place other than the hunting cabin, I don't associate that like at all with dark beer. Those places I drank light beer generally, and if you've ever had High Life Light, I don't suggest it. All the flavors of Miller High Life without the alcohol content, not for me to decide for you, but I think it tastes soapy. That's just me, though, I think. I hope. Except my dad says that too. But that could be a genetic thing. Don't you worry about it. I'm sure that Miller High Life Light, they taste just fine. I'm sure of it. Don't worry about those things. Man. I'm talking forever on this one. It's heavy. I'm not going to lie. It's really heavy. It's dark too, which is nice. I like that. Heavy as opposed to light, and dark as opposed to light also. Yeah. Yeah, other stories that I've got. Excuse me. I could tell you the story about how when I was 8, I think I was 8, I got a train set for Christmas from Santa. When I came out, the very first thing that I saw that I was super excited about was a Walkman, my very own Walkman. I was super excited. Saw that thing. It was amazing. Very excited. Got this new Walkman, looking at it. Oh man, this is amazing. I'm going to play all my tapes on it. I think I had 2 at that point in time. It was great. Go back to bed. Later that day, I woke up and around my Walkman, there's a model train set up. I'm convinced that there was not a model train there when I got out there. My father says otherwise, but I'm convinced Santa put that thing out there when I went back to bed. I think that was also the year that Santa forgot that he put stuff out in the garage when my little sister didn't get the little people things that she was supposed to get from Santa. Or my dad went out to get the mail because he thought that there was something out there. And really he had just forgotten stuff out in the garage. Which, I mean, definitely not, my dad's definitely not Santa. Although he's played Santa once, or twice, or 3 times, or 4 times. I played Santa once. It's a really neat picture. I've got it up on my social media every once in a while. I like it. It makes me happy. How many times do you get to tell a little boy, well, 2 different little boys, you'll shoot your eye out, kid, and then say, ho, ho, ho. I'm just kidding. We'll see what we can do. That was a good time. Mostly because my dad was like, I do it, but these kids all know me. They know who I am. I'm a teacher here, so they're going to know who I am if I dress up as Santa. So if I get somebody else, then that's way better. And you can do it. You're here. And I was here. And you know what? It was super fun. I liked it a lot. Do I want to do it again? I'd do it again. Do I want to, though? Not really. I don't like touching that many people. But it was fun. I would do it again, though. In a heartbeat. Somebody was like, please, we can't get anybody else. I'd be like, sure, you got a suit? Because I don't have a suit. And even though I have a beard, I would wear a beard. Because this is not Santa. This is that old hipster dude that sits down at the end of the bar and complains about how things were better back in the old days. I do that less and less because I don't like people and I don't go to bars much. Although the last bar I went to, I did sit at the end of the bar. And in case you were wondering, the Black House in Elma, decent place to have a beer. Yeah, even right after work. It was great. Had a colleague of mine shoot me a message on Messenger. We're not Facebook friends. Shot me a message on Messenger. All it said was, come. And from what I understand, it said a lot more before that, but he was going to erase it all before another colleague of mine reached over and just hit send. I think it would have been way creepier if it would have said more. But at that point in time, I was ready to go. It was the end of my week. I had 2 days off. And definitely worth spending 15 minutes and $20. Actually, I think it was more like 15 minutes and $40 on a beer. it doesn't cost that much for a beer at the Blockhouse. Just I paid for my beer, and then I had 3 colleagues there, and I gave them $20 to split up how they wanted to. My suggestion was to give it to the waitstaff. I don't think they did that, but I made it very clear to the waitstaff that that was my suggestion. So I'm not the guy that didn't give them $20. It was them. But hopefully they gave half of that to them. They might have gotten shots with it, because that was another suggestion as to what they did with that. It's getting late here. All right, all done with that one. That was great. Don't forget, you can find me on Untapped, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, all at tubajake_69. I got a quote for you. The quote is from Wayne Gretzky, the great one. He said, "You miss 100% of the shots you never take. Take your shot. What's the worst that can happen? You miss, someone else puts it in? I mean, that's the thing. But in hockey, it's still a goal." Let's see. I got something else to ask of you. So when you're liking, subscribing, commenting on my posts that I put up on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Untapped, whatever it is, tell me your stories. Let me know what the Rogue Santa's Private Reserve Kringle Krusher reminds you of, or what my story reminds you of. That'd be cool too. So, I'll see you next time when you got time for a beer.